Hello everybody, this is SC2 Chester with another review of Raven's game. Like I said in the earlier video, he gave me 6 replays. I said that I wasn't sure if I was going to cast them all. At this point, I think I am. But whether or not I'm going to post them, I think I'll end up just posting up 2 or 3 of the best replays, or most informative replay rather. I know I am posting up the game between Raven versus the Protoss, Kenshin being just absolutely horrible in that replay, but I think it can help you out. At any rate, spawning as the blue Zerg in the top left is xRaven himself, who joined POA. I think he joined before myself. Don't really see him that on too often, but yes. And then he is the seasoned bronze player. He's been in bronze forever. I feel his pain because season 4 placement matches started today, and he unfortunately got placed in bronze. But judging from his play, he's definitely at least a solid silver player, high silver, in my opinion. But it's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. So that's just my judgment call. You have on the bottom right Adum as the red Protoss. This is a Bronze League placement match. Now you are doing better on the scouting. I did comment on that in previous videos. But what I would like to see is a drone to go out and scout. It's just so much more effective to get that scouting information early and see what your opponent's planning to do. Now, what Adam is doing right here, I just want to comment, it's like, what are the bronze players doing? When I was in bronze players were doing at least a standard wall-in and getting a zealot here in the case of Protoss, but this is ridiculous. Going for that fast expo, getting double gas is pretty fast. Frankly, from what I've seen so far, I don't feel like you need double gases so early, even with the aggression that you put out. Because what I end up seeing is that you're floating high on gas by the end of the game, but not enough on minerals. And that's what it's telling me, is that you're not saturating your mineral line too often. You gotta know that if you're going for this regular mineral line, you need to have 24 drones. An easy way to tell that is to just simply highlight your mineral line and look for the 3 lines, because there's just 8 on each line. Also, I would like to see a transfer here. And over here, I think your first 25 energy is better spent on a creep tumor and closing that gap between the expo and the main. But I mentioned that in the other video that I am for sure posting up on YouTube. And I feel like I'm going to end up posting this one up too. But like I said, we'll see. I'm only going to post up like 2, maybe 3. I would like to post up a replay of each of your matchups against Terran, against Protoss, and Zerg. But so far I've only been through your first 3 videos, this being the 3rd. And you've only sent me 2 TOS and 1 Terran. Now I'm hoping, at first I was hoping that you just weren't sending me games where you won. Not that we can't learn from the games that we won from, but I think at this point, watching these other bronze players play, I really don't think you belong in bronze. I really believe that you should be silver at the very least. I feel like your gameplay's fine for the level that you're at. It could use some polishing, but yes. Oh, this is another thing I noted. Overlord spewing out creep is great for getting that instant creep highway if you spread them out just the right amount and fast enough. And to do that fast enough, you need to get yourself the pneumatized carapace upgrade, which is very effective later on for scouting. And speaking of scouting, and I mentioned this, I'm just going to drive it home again. Oh, nice quick 3rd, by the way. But you need to get an Overlord by his base. I can't spouse that enough. Especially in the early game when you need to see what the fuck he's doing for an opener. You can't just blind counter. Now your builds have been fine so far, but that may or may not fly in later leagues once you start climbing up the ladder or not. I really believe that you will. I'm not quite sure if you, shit, wrong player. I'm quite sure you did spot that proxy, pylon. We'll look over here. 5 gates. Alright, so he went for Expo. But if he had committed to a 4 gate, that's another reason why I wanted to use Scout. Especially this early on in the league. I'm not quite sure how often you see 4 gate, but 4 gate's a build that I still see in the gold and low plat. And that's my level of play. And so you should always just pay attention, because I don't even think you realize that he has a Expo. You do realize he has an Expo. That's great. So basically, it just breaks down to just polishing your play, making decisions based on what your scout. You need to be able to read your opponent. Like right here, he went for that. He went for grabbing that natural. What that would normally mean earlier on in the game. Right now we're at 12 marks, so this actually isn't very surprising, but earlier on in the game that meant that he probably just went for that fast third even faster, and just throwing up pretty hard. Laying down a couple spine crawlers to hold off any early aggression, and just pump off just a handful of speedlings or a couple of roaches. But you're doing fine here. I really think you're wasting your overlords in this aspect, because you could just easily just roll down creep tumor. Like, I really feel like if you're gonna have them spew out a creep like this, that you might as well just have them in a nice line all the way to your enemy space. Which, yeah, they risk the chance of being sniped, but with that creep there, you're gonna be able to respond pretty quickly, and you'll know when he pushes out. But that's just general creep spread. You need to get your creep spread up. That's one thing I'd like to see more in your gameplay. Creep spread and scouting. Another thing too, you need to use your links to take the towers. In this particular map, you got 4 towers in the center. The fight or the towers? The fight or towers? I'll follow the fight. Let's follow the fight. I talked about towers. I already talked about the towers, so I'm not going to talk about that again. But I will mention that I would like to see you get the grab control of those towers. And maybe set a link like right here so you know when he's pushing up. But yeah, you're doing a great job. You also need to work on your micro play. Although your micro really isn't as important on this bronze through probably up as far as gold, because honestly, just mass units and get away with a lot of stuff without microing. You can really make the higher leagues just by focusing on improving your macro. But I actually don't see much problem with your macro. I would like to see your mineral lines more saturated, because I don't think you're running at full. Yeah, you're not running at full capacity, man. I really feel like you should have at least 1 or 2 of your bases fully saturated. If you're third this early in the game isn't that saturated, that's alright. I mean, you're already ahead of your opponent. Yeah, cleaning up really nicely. And you got, I believe you got these mutas at a decent time. You get them as fast as 9, but you did go with roaches first, so the amount of roaches and the amount of mutas that you have invested, especially compared to what he has, that tells me that your macro wasn't bad. You can always use improvement though. But yeah, again, I would like to see some micro, but at this point you pretty much won the game, so fuck it, who cares? At this point, this guy hasn't left for at least one reason. I'm sure he could just be fighting toward the end because for some reason he thinks he has a chance, or he wants to make you earn your win for some reason. But You could have ended this a lot sooner if you just went ahead and targeted his mineral line, or at the very least supply blocked him. But here goes the GG, and he's left, and that's the end of this replay. Again, your play seems pretty alright. If you want to get to a higher league, just macro up. It seems like you really don't seem like you're a bronze player, man. Some scouting would do you some good, grabbing these towers. Maybe leaving a lane down your base and getting your 9 or 10 drone to scout earlier, because sending your overlords out is fine, but I noticed that you tend to forget about them, which placing them here isn't that bad, because you might do some stupid shit like go for 2 bases at some random ass place. But yeah, I would like to see an overlord floating somewhere off above this abyss, as it were. And other than that, I really think you just need to polish your play. I really think you don't belong in bronze, to be frank. I'm going to watch the rest of your replays. I don't know if I'm going to cast them. At this point, after seeing this replay, I'll probably end up posting this replay, and I'm already working on posting up the other one on YouTube. And I believe I've already sent you the link. So, good job, man.